Rome was not built in a day. Similarly, we cannot expect net preparation to be done within a span of few weeks. But then, if you have studied consistently in the past few months, these revision sessions that we have started at Vallath, for example, my sessions that are going on, and Kalyani, ma'am, she started yesterday with live session at 9 with a complete mock test. It will happen today also. So if you have been consistent with your studies, along with that, these question answers are gold. You are gold, of course. Oh, you are more precious. Yes, we all are precious in our own senses. And now it is the time to prove our worth. Net exam on 14th June. We are ready. We are all prepared. And to help you more, here is set of question answers from Indian literature. Important question answers around important authors. Okay, 20 questions of the day. Let's begin with question number 1. Which among the following are the plays written by Indian playwright Manjula Padmanabhan? Okay, which plays are written by Manjula? A. Harvest, B. Without Place, C. Lights Out, D. In the Middle of the Earth. Choose from the options given below. So these are the options, as you can see. A and D, A and C, A and B, or C and D? Come on, tell me, which one is it? Do you know it? It is Harvest and Lights Out. Yes? Okay. So option is A and C. Now, a little bit about Harvest. Harvest talks about, it's a futuristic dystopian novel which talks about organ trading in India. And similarly, if you talk about Lights Out, it deals with gang rape. And Manjula, as you know, she's an Indian author who primarily writes sci-fi and children's books. She's 69 years old. So tell me the correct answers again. The plays by Manjula Padmanabhan are A. Harvest and C. Lights Out. This takes us to question number 2. Who among the following founded Kali for Women, India's first feminist publishing house? So Kali for Women, a publishing house, was founded by A. Vandana Singh and Anjum Hassan, B. Janki Nair and Uma Chakravarti, C. Urvashi Butalia and Ritu Menon, or C. D. Mahua Sarkar and Suzanne Vishwanathan. Who has founded Kali for Women? It is option C, Urvashi Butalia and Ritu Menon. Well, this is the first publishing house dedicated to female works, okay? And it started in the year 1984, continued till 2003. After Kali for Women, other publishing houses came. For example, Bhatkal and Sen and Tulika Books. So questions from them also can come. I have given you the names of 3 Indian publishing houses. Tell me, Kali for Women, Bhatkal and Sen, and Tulika Books. And who founded Kali for Women, the first feminist publishing house? Urvashi and Ritu. Easy, easy. Question number 3. Which play by Girish Karnad has the symbols like chess, prayer, python, and birds like vultures? Your options are A. Tughlaq, B. Naga Mandala, C. Tale Danda, or D. Bali the Sacrifice. Tell me, in which play will you find chess, prayer, python, and birds? It is option A, Tughlaq. Yes. Well, Tughlaq, is a play. It was originally written in Kannada language in the year 1964. And the setting of the play is the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, when he became the 18th Sultan of Delhi, which was called as Delhi Sultanate then, okay? Now, this reign is called as the worst reign in the history of India because Tughlaq's reign was a failure, although he thought of himself to be very ambitious, very outright, but because of this overambitious attitude, he literally did not give the correct empire, the correct rule that we as Indians deserved, okay? Now let's talk about symbols like chess, prayer, python, and birds. What is chess used here for? Chess, is a game of maneuver. So Tughlaq uses chess as a political maneuver. He takes politics, he takes his rule as a game of chess. He uses all his people, the people around him, as pawns. He uses them for his own advantage, right? After this, if you talk about prayer, prayer is a symbol of religion as well as the misuse of religion. Python talks of barbarity, whereas vultures, they also talk of agony of Tughlaq. Easy? So Tughlaq is a play by Karnad, Girish Karnad, in Kannad in the year 1964. This takes us to question number 4. Which of these novels by Anita Desai was not nominated for the Booker Prize? Not nominated. A. Clear Light of the Day. This was nominated. B. In Custody. This was nominated. C. Fasting Feasting. This also was nominated. So this leaves us with option number D. Cry the Peacock. This was not nominated. This actually won the Sahitya Academy Award. Yes. Now, Cry the Peacock talks about a girl called Maya. Okay, and Maya, she was a darling of her father, but after marriage, she does not, get equal attention from her husband, and moreover, she's disturbed by a prophecy of an albino. Okay, she basically gets a prophecy from an albino that either she or her husband will die after few months of marriage. This makes her so disturbed. She's so disturbed. Okay, Cry the Peacock is this disturbing novel in which just thinking about a future, nobody is dying, but then she's so concerned about this prophecy. She loves her life. She does not want to die. And in the end, what does she do? She kills her husband. That is what Cry the Peacock is all about by Anita Desai. Okay, so now the novels which are shortlisted for Booker Prize: Clear Light of the Day, In Custody, and Fasting Feasting. This takes us to question number 5. Om Prakash Valmiki's autobiography Jutan has been translated into English by A. Arun P. Mukherjee, B. Shanta Gokhale, C. Girish Karnad, or D. Savitri Parmar. Can you tell me who did it? It is option A, Arun P. Mukherjee. Now, what is Jutan all about? Well, first of all, Om Prakash Valmiki, was a very famous Indian Dalit writer. Jutan is this book about caste discrimination, okay? And it was Arun Prabha Mukherjee, she's a woman, okay? She's basically a professor of English in Toronto, and she translated Jutan in English in the year 2003. Whereas Jutan was in Hindi, published in 1997. So Jutan in Hindi, 1997, Jutan in English, 2003, translated by Arun P. Mukherjee, originally written by Om Prakash Valmiki, okay? Talks about caste discrimination. Question number 6. Which semi-autobiographical novel by Raja Rao describes Ram Swami's search and quest for truth and self-knowledge? Your options are A. The Serpent and the Rope, B. The Cat and Shakespeare, C. Kantapura, and D. Comrade Kirillov. Tell me, which is a semi-autobiographical novel by Raja Rao? It is option A, The Serpent and the Rope. Well, I have done a capsule summary on Serpent and the Rope on our YouTube channel. I request you kindly go and watch it. You will love it. I have summarized the entire novel. How Ram, he lives in India but goes to France to study, to do his research. There he marries an older woman, Madeline, who also loves Indian culture. But then Ram gets infatuated with another woman called Savitri, who also later marries someone else in the novel. Ram faces a lot of hardships. He has a very feeble health. He has tuberculosis lungs. He has tuberculosis lungs. And then he sees the death of his relatives. He goes to Benares for the last rites. His entire life is revolving around self-discovery, okay? A quest for truth. In the end, he returns from the foreign culture to India in search for a spiritual guru. This is what The Serpent and the Rope is all about, which means the serpent, that's an illusion. The world is an illusion. In reality, it is not a snake, it is a rope, but we are thinking that it is a serpent. So basically, this novel talks about illusion and reality and quest for truth and self-knowledge. And this is Raja Rao's semi-autobiographical novel. Why? Because Raja also married a French woman. They were later divorced, and everything here, tidbits which are discussed in the novel, they are the happenings of Raja Rao's own life. Okay, easy. This takes us to question number 7. Match the following basically. The kaleidoscopic story of my life, B, weave of my life, C, reasons we broke, and D, a life less ordinary. These are works. Who have written these works? I'll give you the options of the authors now. A, Urmila Pawar, B, Baby Halder, C, Shantabai Kamble, and D, Baby Tai Kamble. Can you tell me which author has written which work? There are a few options here. I will discuss it with you. It is option C. A is 3, B is 1, C is 4, and D is 2, which means it is option A. Don't worry, we'll discuss it. Let's start. The kaleidoscopic story of my life. It is the autobiography of Shantabai Kamble. Kaleidoscopic connected with Shantabai Kamble. Now, the next is Weave of My Life, a Dalit Woman's Memoirs. Okay, the full title is Weave of My Life, a Dalit Woman's Memoirs. It is by Urmila Pawar. C, Prisons We Broke. The name is The Prisons We Broke. Okay, this is a book by Baby Tai Kamble, and it talks about the caste system in India. So Prisons We Broke is by Baby Tai Kamble. And this leaves us with A Life Less Ordinary, which is by Baby Halder, okay, which is Baby's autobiography growing up as a domestic worker, okay? Did you understand? Easy. Listen to it again. You will learn, okay, the authors and their works. Question number 8. Based on Macaulay's Minutes on Education in 1835, which Governor General of India passed the English Education Act in 1835? Your options are A, Lord Cornwallis, B, Lord Wellesley, C, Lord Bentinck, or D, Lord Hastings. Basically, Macaulay, he delivered a speech in the Parliament called Minutes on Education in 1835. According to this speech of his, okay, he says that English is a superior language. The money spent on India should be on English education and not on Oriental education. Moreover, Macaulay said that we have to find that class of Indians. We have to cultivate that pool of Indians who are no doubt Indians by birth, but then they are English by taste, okay? And these people will help us in educating the other Indians or in telling the other Indians that how superior English language is, how superior English education is. Listening to all this, the English Education Act was passed in 1835 by, the answer is option C, Lord Bentinck. Yes? Question number 9 on your screen. Which among the following poems by Nissim Ezekiel deals with his identity crisis because of his position in a minority community, that is, the Jewish community in India? So this is like his autobiographical poem, okay, in which he talks about his own life as a minority Jewish community living in India. Options: Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S., B, The Worm, C, Background Casually, or D, Night of the Scorpion. Can you tell me? It is option C, Background Casually. Now, Background Casually is divided into 3 sections. In the first section, Nissim talks about his childhood, how he was enrolled in a Roman Catholic school where he was mistreated by people of other caste, by the students of other caste, who actually compared him to Judas who killed Christ, okay? That is how the other caste people treated Nissim just because he was a Jew in his school. Then after childhood, he talks about his adulthood, where he went to education, for education to England on the money of his friend. But there also he lived a life of alienation and poverty. Then he started working on a ship, because of which he returned to India. And in the third and the final section of this poem, Background Casually, Nissim talks about his old age, that how he has come to terms with his life, that how no matter he's a minority in India, but then now he feels he's a true Indian. He belongs to India. India is his country. This is what Background Casually, the poem by Nissim, is all about. This takes us to question number 10. Sahitya Academy's bi-monthly journal is called A. Indian literature. B. Indian Review. C. Bharat Darshan. Or D. Sahitya Darpan. Tell me. Sahitya Academy's bi-monthly journal is called A. Indian Literature. Do not forget it. Let me tell you, this is India's oldest journal. It is more than 64 years old. And in this work, the features, what features in this, journal, Indian Literature? Indian works in English, also the translations of Indian language books in English. Okay, this is what Indian Literature, the bi-monthly journal by Sahitya Academy, is all about. Question number 11. This play by Vijay Tendulkar deals with the plight of an unmarried young woman who decides to keep her unborn child while her rich father tries to buy her a husband in an attempt to save his social prestige. Identify this play by Vijay Tendulkar. Your options are A. Lights Out, B. There Is No End, C. Shrimant, or D. Kanyadan. Tell me. It is option C, Shrimant. Well, this play actually, isne sabko hila diya. It was a time, the year 1955, and it spoke of such a bold theme, a woman who has a child, who wants to keep a child out of wedlock, whereas her family does not want it. So this is a play written in Marathi language by Vijay Tendulkar. Vijay, primarily wrote in Marathi language, right? Easy it is. So Shrimant by Vijay Tendulkar talks about a young girl who wants to keep her unborn child. Let's move to question number 12. Girish Karnad's Hayavadana, originally written in Kannada, has been translated into English by A. A.K. Ramanujan, B. Mahesh Dattani, C. the author himself, or D. U.R. Ananthamurthy. Can you tell me? It is the author himself. Girish himself translated Hayavadana from Kannada into English. What is Hayavadana? It is a strange creature who has the head of a horse and the body of a human being. Can you imagine? Okay, so now Hayavadana was published in Kannada in the year 1971, and it is a 2-act play. Okay, easy. Let's move to question number 13. Who is the protagonist of Shashi Deshpande's That Long Silence? A. Jaya, B. Radha, B. Lathita, or D. Bindu. I have done That Long Silence summary on YouTube. I request you to go see it because you love it. Can you tell me the protagonist of That Long Silence? It is option A, Jaya. Well, this is a very heart-touching story. Jaya, as a girl, is a curious girl. She sees around the world. She asks questions. But as she grows up, she's conditioned to become that prototypical Indian woman who does not question, who remains silent whenever asked for something in an argument. She should be silent. An Indian woman should be silent. So Jaya is conditioned to grow up to be a silent woman, which affects her relationships badly. For example, her marriage with Mohan, all of it is affected badly. Yes, and this novel, That Long Silence, won Sahitya Academy Award in the year 1990. As I told you, it is very beautiful. Please, whenever you have time after the NET exam, check out our YouTube page and check out That Long Silence by Shashi Deshpande. Okay? Question number 14. What is the first novel or the debut novel of Amitav Ghosh? A. The Glass Palace, B. The Calcutta Chromosome, C. The Circle of Reason, or D. The Shadow Lines. Can you tell me? It is option C, The Circle of Reason. Amitav Ghosh is 66 years old. His novels are not at all simple like R.K. Narayan's. They are actually very complex. So Circle of Reason was published in the year 1986, and it talks about an Indian man nicknamed Aloo, basically an Indian boy nicknamed Aloo, who is suspected of becoming a terrorist. Okay, there's a suspect that Aloo is a terrorist, because of which he's running to other countries from India. For example, he goes to Africa, he goes to the Middle East. He's not a terrorist, but that is The Circle of Reason all about, the debut novel of Amitav Ghosh, published in 1986. Question number 15. For which novel did Mamang Dai, renowned novelist from Arunachal Pradesh, receive Sahitya Akademi Award in 2017? So Mamang Dai received Sahitya Akademi Award for which work of hers? A. The Sky Queen, B. Once Upon a Moontime, C. The Legends of Pensem, or D. The Black Hill? Tell me, do you know it? It is option D, The Black Hill, which is set in the mid-19th century in Arunachal Pradesh, basically the time period of 1850s, okay? What does The Black Hill talk about? It talks about love between two people of different tribes of Arunachal Pradesh, okay? These tribes do not get well along. So these two people are, the girl is Gimur and the boy is Kajunsha, okay? Their love affair, how they run away from their tribe and how they settle in a village near Tibet, okay, on the Indian border. This is what Mamang Dai's novel, The Black Hill, which received Sahitya Akademi Award in 2017 is all about. Question number 16. Which of the following is not a collection of poems by Eunice De Souza, okay? She has not written what? A. Statute Miles, B. Fire, C. Ways of Belonging, or D. Women in Dutch Paintings. See, Fire is by Eunice, Ways of Belonging is by Eunice, and Women in Dutch Paintings is by Eunice, which means Statute Miles is not by Eunice. It is by A.K. Mehrotra. Okay, yes, Eunice's lifespan, you should know, is from 1940 to 2017. An acclaimed poet from India, Eunice De Souza. Fire, Ways of Belonging, Women in Dutch Paintings are her poems. Question number 17. Nachiketa Bose, or Aloo, is the protagonist of, should I even read the options? I just told you the name Aloo in The Circle of Reason, the debut novel of Amitav Ghosh, yes? So I will directly tell you the answer. It is The Circle of Reason. The original name of Aloo is Nachiketa Bose, okay? Now, why is he called Aloo? He's nicknamed Aloo by his uncle because he has many knots and bumps on his head. You can actually see them, knots and bumps on someone's head. So he's called a potato or an Aloo. And as he grows up, you know, the policeman tells that you are a terrorist. You have been suspected to be a terrorist. So you have to run away. And Aloo actually runs away to the Middle East, to Africa, to save his life. He's actually an Aloo. But then you cannot, you know, when it comes to law, if you're really captured by law, no matter in a false manner, you can't run away, right? That is the problem. This takes us to question number 18. Which of the following novels deals with the basic structure of Indian family and depicts the life of a middle-class couple, Urmila and Shyamanand? A. The Memories of Welfare State, B. The Great Indian Novel, C. Indian August and Indian Story, or D. Last Burden? This novel talks about the problems of joint family, okay? And Urmila and Shyamanand's son is called Jamun. Which novel is it? It is Last Burden, okay? Last Burden, published in the year 1993 by Upamanyu Chatterjee. Upamanyu Chatterjee's novel, Last Burden. Question number 19 on your screen. Which of the following is R.K. Narayan's autobiography? A. Roses in December, B. My Days, Never at Home is C, and D is My Son's Father. It is option B, My Days, a lovely autobiography you should know. R.K. Narayan talks about his growing childhood years, first with his grandmother in Madras, where he had a pet peacock, where he had no interest in studies and he would actually tame grasshoppers. He had a very, very strict father who was a headmaster who did not like when Narayan said, I want to be a fictional writer. But then Narayan became a fictional writer when one of his writings was accepted by a magazine called Punch magazine. And then his life began, his love affair began. This is what you will read in R.K. Narayan's autobiography, My Days. And this takes us to the last question of the day. Who is the author of the 2-act tragedy, Don't Call It Suicide? Can you do it by yourself? Come on, this is your homework. You should, right? So Don't Call It Suicide is written by Girish Karnad, Rajagopalachari, Nissim Ezekiel, or Mahesh Dattani. Tell me the answer down in the comment section. This is Hina from Team Test. Team Vallath now, take very good care of yourself and come on, breathe. You're awesome. You'll do great. You have already studied a lot. This is just like the cherry on the cake, right? Helping you brush up fast, right? Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care of yourself.